Hey guys, today we're talking about 3 ways to lose fat without losing muscle. Let me tell you a little bit about myself so that you know where I'm coming from. So I actually lost 125 pounds over 20 years ago. So I know what it's like to lose the weight and I know what it's like to keep it off. I also know what it's like to be stronger today and to be able to lift more, heavier on deadlifts, bench press, squats, all the main lifts. I'm stronger now than I was when I was almost 300 pounds. And so I wanted to start off by telling you, I've been there, I know what it feels like, I've actually lost the weight. Let's talk first about what's necessary to lose fat before we even get into the muscle part. So in order to lose fat, you have to be in a calorie deficit. Now, most of us know that. There are some people out there that still don't believe that, but most of us know that if you want to lose fat, you have to be in a calorie deficit. Now, nutrition matters and the amount of protein that you eat matters because no one wants to be skinny fat. You want to lose weight, but you mainly want to lose fat and you want to maintain the muscle that you have and maybe even build some muscle. That's why you're here. So the first thing that I want you to think about is most people, by not eating enough protein, they're going to lose fat, but they're also going to be losing muscle in the process. So let's say you lose 20 pounds. You don't want half of that or more to be from muscle. You want most of that, maybe about 75% or so, to be from fat and maybe the other 25% from muscle. You're always gonna lose a little bit of muscle while you're losing fat. The key is minimizing the amount of muscle that you lose while you're going through your fat loss period. That leads us to the first key, eat enough protein. I want you to aim for your ideal body weight in grams per day of protein. That means if you're a 200-pound man and you wanna lose 20 pounds and get down to 180, I want you to focus on 180 grams of protein every single day. Now, you're not gonna probably hit that every day, especially at first. And I will caution you that if you're really, really low right now on protein, let's say you're having 80 to 100 grams, I don't want you to bump all the way up to 180 the next day because you could have some digestive issues. And so I want you to be aware of that. I want you to do it slowly. So let's say you're having 100 grams of protein on average every day right now. I want you to bump that up by maybe 15 to 20, 25 at the most every single day for the next 5-6 days or so. See how that goes. And then once you get up to 180, maintain that. Even if you end up at like 0.75, so maybe like 160, 155, 160 grams, you're still gonna be okay. You're still not gonna lose much muscle. You're still gonna be telling the body, hey, here's enough protein, build muscle, prioritize muscle. So while you're in your calorie deficit and while you're losing weight, your body is gonna be holding on to as much muscle as possible, and then you're gonna be losing the fat. That leads us to our second key, which is you need to be strength training. You need to be strength training and you need to be doing progressive overload. Now, what's progressive overload? That just means basically challenging yourself. If I'm lifting 25-pound dumbbells and I get to the point where I can do them and they're easy, then I'm gonna have to go up to 30 pounds. I'm gonna bring that up. And once I get to the upper range of my rep, let's say I'm doing 10 reps, right? And let's say I get to 10 reps and I've got 4 or 5 good reps left with good form, I need to bring that weight up. And then all of a sudden, after a week or two, I'm to the point where I can get to 10 reps of 30-pound dumbbells and I'm good and I can probably have 3, 4, 5 more reps in reserve. Then that means that I need to bump it up again to 35, and that's how you get stronger. Every single time that you get to that upper rep range, I want you to add another 5 pounds. If you're doing barbells, add another 5 pounds on each side. If you're doing dumbbells, obviously most people are gonna have to add pounds unless you're at a gym where they have those 2.5 pound increments. That's a good idea too. As you get heavier, those will become more useful. That brings us to the third key that I wanna focus on. The third key is sleep. You have to get not only enough sleep, but good quality sleep. Now there's a big difference between enough sleep and good quality sleep. There are people out there who take cannabis, for example, THC, alcohol. That stuff knocks you out. People think that they sleep better when they take those substances. The reality is if you wear one of these Oura rings or you have a Whoop or you have any kind of sleep tracker that tracks the quality of your sleep, the amount of deep sleep that you're getting, your HRV, all of that other stuff, your resting heart rate, you're gonna notice that once you have alcohol or cannabis or any other substance like that, drugs, alcohol, things like that, your sleep is gonna be on the ground. It's gonna be shit. And this is a real big eye-opener for people who've never done this. And so you have to remember that sleep is the foundation for everything. A couple of reasons why. Sleep is critical for fat loss. If you're not sleeping the right amount and you're not sleeping good quality of sleep, you're not gonna lose fat. You're gonna be in an uphill battle. It's gonna be really, really hard. Why even give yourself an uphill battle? Get good sleep, get enough sleep. Don't have alcohol close to bedtime, don't have cannabis close to bedtime, and don't have a big meal close to bedtime. You probably wanna take care of all that stuff earlier in the day if you are gonna do it. And then your big meal should probably be at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, because if not, you're gonna notice your heart rate's gonna be elevated throughout the night and it might not drop down to your regular resting heart rate till way early in the morning. That means you're less recovered. So you wanna focus on recovery, and sleep is the best way to get recovery. The other reason why sleep is so important is because the minute you go to sleep, you have a bunch of different sleep cycles. You go through maybe 3 or 4 or 5 sleep cycles throughout the night. They're about 90 minutes or so. It depends on the person, and it depends on how long you're sleeping and how many sleep cycles you go. So essentially what a sleep cycle is you go into deep sleep, and then you come out and you go into some light sleep, and then you go into some rapid eye movement sleep, you're dreaming, things like that. You have these different stages that you go through. And then you pop up and maybe you wake up in the middle of the night, you go pee, and you come back and you go back into deep sleep. Now, most of our deep sleep is gonna come in that first part of the night. So the majority of your deep sleep will come at the beginning of the night. So you wanna prioritize getting to bed on time, and you wanna prioritize getting that deep sleep. The reason why is because that's when most of your growth hormone is released. So growth hormone is really released when you go to sleep and when you're in deep sleep. If you go to sleep at 2 or 3 in the morning, guess what? You miss that window of deep sleep, and you miss that window of maximizing the amount of growth hormone that you're gonna give your body. Growth hormone is gonna help you hold on to muscle and build muscle. It's gonna help support your entire body so that your body is optimized to hold on to muscle and build muscle. So there you have it, guys. 3 keys to losing fat without losing muscle. Number 1, prioritize protein. Make sure you're eating enough protein. Number 2, make sure you're strength training to the right intensity. Make sure that you're doing that progressive overload, that once you get to the point where the weights aren't heavy enough, you're going up. You're going up in weight and challenging yourself. And then number 3, prioritize recovery and sleep. If you wanna get an Oura Ring, or you wanna get a Whoop Band, you wanna get whatever you wanna get, you can even use the Apple Watch, which does a pretty good job of tracking all of that stuff for you. Maybe not as detailed, but you don't need to get too fancy with this. Just get a good amount of sleep and get good quality sleep, and you'll be okay. If you like this video, make sure that you subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Leave a comment below if there's any topics that you want me to discuss next. I'm new to this YouTube thing, so I'm gonna be posting a lot of videos, maybe 1 or 2 per week. So I welcome any questions, any comments, anything that you want me to talk about, anything that you want me to get into. I love this stuff, and I'm here for you guys to help you guys figure it out. And then make sure that you check out the next video up here or here. I'm still kind of trying to learn where it pops up, but the next video will pop up. See you guys.